Good afternoon, cross timbers. Today is Tuesday, November 29th, 2011. I'm Nicole Saunier.
I'm George Storm, and this is Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service. In today's headlines, a woman is killed while stabbing her daughter, the euro in danger as Europe races for debt solution, a pre-trial hearing is held for the Fort Hood gunman, a report on academic advising, the social media conference is approaching, and sports.
Now, for today's top story. According to the Associated Press, a woman was killed by police after disregarding orders to stop stabbing her daughter, who also died Monday. Atlanta police spokesman Major Keith Meadows said authorities were called to the woman's house Monday afternoon after being told that an 8-year-old boy had been assaulted by his mother and thrown out of a window. Witnesses said that the mother and her young daughter were inside of the home alone. When officers entered the home, they found the mother sitting in a chair stabbing her daughter. 2 officers drew their weapons and ordered the woman to stop. When she refused, the officers fired at her. Meadows said between 10 and 16 shots were fired. Carlos Campos, another police spokesman, said the girl being stabbed by her mother died at the scene, but it was not clear whether she had been hit by a bullet. The 8-year-old boy was hospitalized after suffering minor injuries, and police are unaware of the motives for the attacks on the 2 children. Campos said that the police officers involved in the shooting will be placed on a routine administrative leave during the investigation. A neighbor also revealed that the mother and her 2 children lived at the home for about a year and a half, and the daughter who was killed was only 5 years old. The name of the woman has not been released.
In international news, the Associated Press reports European leaders rushed Monday to stop a rampaging debt crisis that threatened to shatter their experiment in a common euro currency and devastate the world economy as a result. In a measure of how rapidly the peril has grown, ideas unthinkable even 3 months ago were being seriously considered, including having sovereign nations cede control over their budgets to a central European authority. Relevant to the crisis at hand, borrowing costs for European nations stabilized. They had risen alarmingly in recent weeks, first in Greece, then in Italy and Spain, then across the continent, including in Germany, the strongest economy in Europe. Some analysts have said it would be a leap toward creating a United States of Europe. More delicately, it would force the nations of Europe to swallow their national pride, cede some sovereignty, and agree to strengthen ties with their neighbors rather than fleeing the Euro Union during the crisis. Countries like Ireland, Portugal, Spain, Greece, and Italy overspent wildly for years and racked up annual budget deficits that have left them with monstrous debt. Italy holds 1.9 trillion euro in debt, or 120% of the size of its economy.
In Texas news, the Associated Press reports that an Army psychiatrist charged in the worst mass shooting on the U.S. military installation is to return to court this week for a pretrial hearing. A military judge might rule Wednesday on whether Major Nidal Hassan's defense team gets 2 experts that would require government funding. Last month, Hassan's attorneys requested a jury consultant and another expert to analyze the extensive pretrial publicity in the wake of the November 2009 rampage on the Texas Army Post. Fort Hood officials say that the judge Wednesday also will hear new defense motions about death penalty issues. Hassan faces death or life in prison if convicted of the shootings. His trial is set to begin in March, and he's charged with 13 counts of premeditated murder and 32 counts of attempted premeditated murder.
In sports, Kentucky is back at number 1 in the Associated Press's college basketball poll for the first time since the 2009-2010 season. The Wildcats replaced North Carolina on Monday, which had been number 1 since the preseason poll. The Tar Heels dropped to 5th following their 90-80 loss to UNLV in the championship game of the Las Vegas Invitational.
In Tarleton news, here's Clifford Jones with his report on academic advising.
As the leaves change their colors on the Tarleton State campus, another semester comes to a close. But with the end of one comes the beginning of another semester. Those students who have been at Tarleton before knows this means long lines and long waits to see academic advising.
Since we opened, we have outgrown our space and our capacity to help students in as efficient a manner as we would like to. But that's wonderful.
Thank you very much. I'm waiting to get advised, and I've been waiting for about 2 hours now. I signed up at 12:30, and it's now 2:30.
However, waiting in the lobby for an advisor to see you will be a thing of the past. The advising center will soon be able to page you when it's your turn to be advised.
where we will be able to page the students through their phone, regardless of where they are on campus, and give them about a 15-minute notice and say, your appointment time is just about to come, get on over here. If you miss it, then we'll go to the end of the line. But it means that they don't have to sit here. They can go about their business, go to class, they can go to the library.
In Stephenville news, the Texas Social Media Research Institute will host its first social media conference this Friday. TSMRI consists of 3 different committees who have worked hard to plan a successful conference. Melissa McDonald, the head intern over all 3 committees, joins us today to discuss the event. Thanks for joining us, Melissa.
Thank you.
Tell us a little about TSMRI.
Well, TSMRI stands for Texas Social Media Research Institute, and this is the first year for the Institute, so we're really excited to get everything off the ground. Like you said, the conference is this Friday, December 2nd, so the goal of the conference is just to really educate people about social media and about how to implement social media into their personal life, into businesses, into education, and things like that. And our goal is also to train people throughout the year about some of the same things.
What topics are we likely to hear from the presenters?
From the presenters on Friday, you will hear topics ranging from all different kinds of social media. We have topics on Facebook and Twitter and how you can implement those social media sites into, like I said, your personal life, business, education, things like that. We have a presentation over digital dirt, which our keynote speaker is actually going to present on, and also some of our very own Tarleton students have worked on research projects this semester ranging from gender differences within social media as well as defriending processes within social media, and so I'm very anxious to see what our very own Tarleton students have to present on Friday.
What time do the sessions start and about how long are they going to last?
Well, the first session starts at 9 a.m. and the last session is at 4 o'clock p.m. and they last about 45 minutes just to give people time to get to the next session.
Can you tell us a little about the keynote speaker, Lynn Rossi Scott?
Yes, the keynote speaker, Lynn Rossi Scott, she is a lawyer out of Fort Worth, and she is very knowledgeable on law within education and also within social media, so she's going to share a little bit of her knowledge. Also, her main presentation, like I said, will be over digital dirt, so we're all aware of the different things that can be put on social networking sites that maybe don't make a person look that good as far as maybe their personal life, and that can affect their future as well as maybe their current job or a future job, and so we call that digital dirt, and she's going to really address the impact of digital dirt.
What personally are you looking forward to most about the conference?
Well, personally, I think the thing that I'm most looking forward to is, like I said, this is the first year for the Institute, and so we've been doing a lot of planning for the last few months just to get this off the ground and have everything go well Friday. So I really think what I'm most looking forward to is getting all the participants and the registrants at the conference and just seeing everybody enjoy the conference. Because like I said, we've been doing so much planning, so just to see the day actually come to be will be really exciting, as well as Lynn Rossi Scott's keynote address. I'm looking forward to that as well.
Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.
If you're interested in attending the conference, registration is $10 and available online at www.tarleton.edu/tsmri. The weather for today will be sunny with a high of 60 and winds up to 15 miles per hour. Stories for today's broadcast came from the Associated Press. Today's broadcast was produced by Clifford Jones, David Sosa, Chelsea Brownie, and Matthew Mills as engineer. You can follow us on newsstream.tv/user/Texan News Service, also on YouTube, Northland Cable Channel 9, and Residential Learning and Living Program. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I'm George Storm. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus.